and welcome to Mystical Adventures. My name is Vivian. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to share with you the interview with my friend and colleague, Rosalind Carrier-Braultz, in the show today. And she is an intuitive pet care practitioner and universal white time practitioner. And we are going to talk to her about pets and communicating and caring for our pets intuitively. So I'm so excited to talk with her about that. Stick around. And I just wanted to ask you, my beautiful listener and viewer, how your Lionsgate is and was. We're coming to the end of this Lionsgate portal, and Rosalind was just telling me about her experiences. I've had some intense experiences around this Lionsgate portal. I think we're still within the portal. It's a few days before and a few days after August 8th. So I'm wondering if you had any spirit experiences, increased opening awareness. Did you have any amazing dreams, or maybe an astral projection or lucid dream or psychic mystical experience? It's certainly been an intense one for me. And I just wanted to check in with you about last week's intuitive art portal, specifically the dragonfly, which showed up in that imagery. And I spoke briefly about dragonflies and shared with you the message of the dragonfly spirit animal, which guided us to see through illusions. And the dragonfly is about seeing past illusions. It gives us the opportunity to become more aware of illusions and see beneath the surface. So this Lionsgate, I have to tell you, dragonfly was all over me. And I had some experiences to see past some illusions in a number of ways, including a past life experience. And I'm just wondering if you had something similar. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment on my page on Ask One Radio. I hope that you are working with the power of dragonfly to see beneath the surface and become aware of what things in your life might be different than they appear. I am going to just pull one tarot card and share with you the spirit helper message of the week, and then we will get to Rosalind. I can't wait. All right, so I like to pull just one card for guidance for us, my entire audience, for this week. Got the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work. It's about refining your craft, and it can be about craftsmanship. I feel this week the Eight of Pentacles is guiding us to nose to the grindstone, to work through any maybe insecurities or challenges or obstacles maybe some of us are feeling in the work week or with our various projects, and to push through these obstacles by just, it's like there's no way out but through. Align yourself with your goal and keep your eye on the prize. Don't worry if right now you might be experiencing some setbacks in your goals, your work, your projects. And I'm going to share with you the spirit helper of the week who can push through. It's actually a spirit, animal spirit, that is associated with stamina, confidence, intuition. Who am I talking about but rhinoceros, spirit animal, went ahead and floated into my meditation. Well, didn't float in, that's more of a stomping. Stomped right in, lovingly stomped into my meditation. And I am going to share the message from this week's spirit helper. Every week I tune in to the inner planes and ask for a heart-centered animal. Of course, this week it's an animal because we have an animal training and care practitioner on the show, intuitive animal practitioner. I open myself every week to a heart-centered angel, star being, ascended master, animal spirit, plant spirit, to bestow us with guidance for the week ahead. So here's the guidance for the week ahead from the beautiful rhinoceros spirit animal. And before I read it, I do want to remind you that the horn, or just educate you maybe, the horn of the rhinoceros is very symbolic and powerfully symbolic of heightened intuition and awareness, that we've got some third eye chakra and third eye chakra area horns going on, maybe some nasal horns as well. And this is very symbolic of intuition and your higher awareness. Rhinoceros is great for grounding, for confidence, for stability. So here's the message that came through. I come in peace and I prefer not to fight. I'm able to hold those who are against me at bay, though it may not be apparent that in my mind and in my heart, I'm a harbinger of peace, and I prefer more sophisticated ways of resolving conflicts. I teach you how to trust your instincts, rely on your intuition, and understand the tactics of what it is you aim to accomplish before you begin. I help you to slow down and think before you act. Allow your will to shine brightly and understand the truth of the situation before acting. Thank you, beautiful rhinoceros spirit animal. And I wonder if Rosalind has something to say about that message having to do with intuition and animals. So I want to introduce my beautiful guest who's going to be on this show today. Her name is Rosalind Carrier-Brault, and she owns a beautiful wellness center called Braultree Wellness Center. She is a universal white time healing practitioner, and she offers crystal healing sessions and universal white time healing with people and their pets. She is an intuitive pet care practitioner and animal trainer. She has over 30 years of experience as an animal trainer, and this all started with her own cats and dogs and birds. She solidified her skills as a positive dog trainer with Our Companions Canine College program. She also holds a master's degree in the social sciences from Wesleyan University and a bachelor's in photography and studio arts. I also have a bachelor's in studio arts, so we're kindred spirits in that way. And she's an excellent artist. I strongly suggest you check out her work. She is a Reiki trainer and master. She's a universal white time crystal healer, grief and bereavement support for pets and pet illness. And she brings positive healing energies into all of her good works. She's the owner, as I said, of the co-owner and co-founder of the Braultree Wellness Center with her husband, William Brault. And that's over here in Higganum, Connecticut. And Rosalind and I are actually going to be doing a pet communication workshop in October. So you heard it first here. Check that out. I'm going to be posting more about that, details to follow. But without further ado, I would like to invite Rosalind onto this show. Welcome, Rosalind.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi, it's so great to have you on Mystical Adventures. How was your Lionsgate? You were telling me a little bit about it.
Yes, well, with my Lionsgate, I woke up on Monday morning with this amazing dream, and I had the sense of like, why did I dream of a lion? Then it was like, aha, of course I would dream of a lion. But it was a magical experience in that I opened a door, a huge lion head jumped at me. I scream in petrification of my life. And then all of a sudden my arms goes around the lion's neck and I guide the lion into a private bathroom and we begin to communicate with each other. And my heart chakra opens up, the lion starts to calm down and breathe normally. And I'm just going to touch myself here, and then I'm rubbing at his collarbones to help him relax. And he starts to get calmer and calmer. And I begin to understand, that he had come from a place of fear. And I just listened. And then he put his paw out and touched me as if it was like a cat, just stroking you gently. And then I knew he was calm enough that I could leave him. And I left him in the private bathroom so that I could go and find his owner and learn more about his story. But I was just like, wow, because in my dream, I immediately activated my intuitive communication skills, and I canceled fear and anxiety and went to a place of love. So that was an amazing, validating dream experience. And I know, Anne, that you are a dream analysis counselor. So what do you make of it?
It sounds amazing. Well, I was just going to ask you, what does that dream mean to you?
Well, for me, I would definitely say it's the 100% acceptance of myself, my gifts, my abilities, and the confidence to go forward in the new year and to manifest the good things for myself and the animals that I interact with.
I think that sounds like the right interpretation. And it sounds like a very beautiful, amazing Lionsgate dream, if ever there was one. And you shifted from fear, like you said, you shifted from the fear to the love and into the intuitive flow. And I can just feel that, transformation within you, that you're shifting to that intuitive flow, and that you empower people to do that. I also been having amazing dreams around Lionsgate, and I feel it's been a shift to help me see things more clearly and understand the energy around me and inside of me. So I'm wondering if you could tell my audience a little bit about what it is you do as an intuitive pet care specialist and intuitive animal trainer.
I'd be happy to share that with you and your audience. I'm just going to step back to my first cat, Yoda. And it was Yoda who taught me how to be an animal communicator. Our bond started before he came into this world in the physical form. I was allowed to adopt a pet. Went to school the next day. I was in college. Classmates said, "Would you like a kitten?" I said yes. And I had daydreamed about what day would I want my cat to be born in? What hour would I want my cat to be born in? What should my cat's name be? That's where the Yoda came in. And I also wanted my cat to have some individual markings that distinguished him, that would recognize that he was special and unique. I picked a time, called, and I would see my classmate every day. And as it turned out, he was born on the exact day, at the exact hour that I predicted he would be. He was born 100% white, but he was part Manx, so he had no tail. And he had 3 marks on his forehead as if he'd been to church on Ash Wednesday. But as he matured, those black marks went away, and he was 100% white. And he didn't meow. So how he communicated with me is I would get pictures. I would look at him, he would look at me, and I would automatically know what he wanted. On the rare occasions when he did meow, I knew it was a very critical, pay attention to what he's asking for. But I didn't realize when I was living with my Yoda cat that there was anything abnormal about it, because as a child, I've always had this intuitive gift and ability. And it just seemed very symbiotic. And it wasn't until years later when I started to study dog training, when I had my first dog as an adult, that I began to realize that was a unique skill and ability. And then when I retired from my administrative position at Wesleyan University, I then went on to establish Intuitive Pet Care and Training, LLC, which is now folded into Braultree Wellness Center. And that was where I began to see that I communicate with animals, but it comes from my heart chakra. It's not as if I can tell you everything that ever happened to the animal. I'm more like, it's a combination of being an animal behaviorist. I go to someone's home, who calls me. Their dog is having issues, behavior problems. I meet with their dog, and you can send me a photo. I can kind of figure things out as long as I can see your pet's eyes. And the animal, I start communicating before I'm there. They know I'm coming. And most owners go like, I can't believe my dog is so relaxed with you. They lie down at my feet. They want my attention because we've already built a psychic connection before I've arrived. And I asked them to show me signs that they're willing to cooperate with the training that we need to do. And when I see that happen, then I know that I can help them. And then in most cases, you'll probably laugh at this, it's not the dog that's having a problem. The behavior problem is really rooted more in the owner of the pet not understanding how to communicate with their dogs.
I'm not laughing at that. I think that
it's like being
intuitively, it makes so much sense. Yeah. And I believe you, Rosalind. I believe you. I'm curious about you said you communicate through pictures. So is it like a clairvoyant? You get pictures of what the animal's trying to communicate, like pictures in your mind?
I listen to the owner of the animal, telling me their name, telling me their problems. I look at the picture and I begin to it's almost as if I'm looking either from the vantage point of the animal out into their world or the person that's telling me the story. It kind of goes back and forth between those two dynamics. And it's as if I'm the proverbial fly on the wall. I'm witnessing what's going on. And then I internalize it into my heart, into my dantian, and then I start to have these like ideas. Yeah. I have a lot of angels that work with me, and also my pets that are on the other side. They'll come forth and they'll say, hey, remember when I had this problem? That's what's going on with this dog. So it's not like, you know how some people can talk to spirits on the other side. It's more like my former pets who are in heaven.
Yeah.
Tell me what to say.
That's more to me like pet mediumship. You've got mediumship going on with your deceased animal companions, and they are relaying to you the messages that will help the animal and human client before you. It sounds like this beautiful mixture. You're so talented of being able to use your pet training, pet behavior skills, animal behavior skills, and analytic training and abilities, clairvoyance maybe with the pictures, getting pictures in your mind and ideas that come to you, and bringing it into your heart center. I love how you describe that. And it's such a great intuitive development tool for people to visualize bringing something to their heart when they're tuning into their intuition. So I love that you shared that. And then you also have the beautiful communication with your deceased pets that are giving you messages. I think that's absolutely amazing. And speaking of rhinoceroses, guidance to us to trust our instincts, animals are so intuitive. They're so much more instinctual and so much less analytical than humans. And they are great in general for helping us to tap into our own instincts and intuition. And I find that it's very easy to communicate with an animal in the sense that they pick up what I'm sending them very easily and very quickly, in my experience, when it comes to things like telepathy. I was telling a friend the other day, I'm pretty good at spider communication. If I have a big spider in my home, I don't like to kill spiders. I usually, what I try and do is ask the spider to leave, and I have a pretty good success rate. They usually leave so that I don't have to, resort to something else. But I totally, am excited about animal communication, and I know that's it's multi-layered with you, Rosalind, which I think is so cool. You've got the training and the different modalities that you integrate. So we just have a few minutes to talk about. I know you wanted to share with my audience some advice for if their pet is afraid during, their dog perhaps is afraid during thunderstorms, some advice for how to communicate and help that dog.
For giving me time to share this. Our instincts as human when we see someone in pain or suffering is to go over and touch them, which is absolutely the wrong thing to do for an animal, especially a dog. If you touch an animal when they are hypercharged and fearful, that touch sends the signal into their muscular and psyche nervous system that they are doing the right thing, that this is what they're supposed to do. And you'll notice that the next time they're in that fearful situation, they get there faster and they stay there longer until it's just their absolutely go-to thing. The best thing that you can do during something fearful for your dog is to redirect them by giving them something pleasurable, like a Kong filled with peanut butter or a chew toy. Do not touch them until they are calm and relaxed in their frame of mind. It's critical. What you can be doing is sit down, start breathing, taking deep breaths, and you stay calm. Your dog will mirror you. They look to us to be their guides. They don't want to be in charge. But if they don't believe that their leader, being their owner, is doing a good job of taking care of the environment they live in, they step up and they start ruling us. But when you take over, you set an example of calmness, your animals will then become calm and settled, especially when they are being redirected to something that they enjoy. You could play a game with them, giving them treats, but don't touch them until they are calm, relaxed, and in a neutral frame of mind. Then you can touch them until the cows come home.
You know, and it makes so much sense on both a psychic level and on just a behavioralism level. Psychically, you're setting that tone of calmness. They're looking to you and they're responding, you know, psychically and intuitively to your vibration and emotions. But just, you know, behavioral psychology, behavioral conditioning that we know about. If you're going to condition a dog or a human, you pair the positive reinforcement or the negative reinforcement with the situation or behavior, and by giving them the treat or the, you know, positive thing to do, to activity, it's training them to associate with the storm or with the triggering, you know, factor that's triggering their fear, associate that with something positive. I can see it working on so many levels. It's so fascinating.
They become completely neutral. I wouldn't recommend taking them outside under the fireworks, but dogs are pressure sensitive. So, and what that is that if they're in a situation where they are being alerted to be fearful, move them further away from it.
So we've got just 30 seconds left, Rosalind, but tell my audience what your website is so they can follow up with you or email any contact you'd like to leave.
My website will feature both Braultree Wellness Center, where I practice universal white time healing for people with their pets. It will show you my pet care services and the areas that I travel to help people. I will definitely do dog training anywhere in the state of Connecticut, but I'm only able to cover the Middlesex County for pet care. And then also my photography is featured, and my photography style is more of fine art, and you'll find spiritually based.
Oh, great. Well, I highly recommend visiting Rosalind, and that's BraultreeWellnessCenter.com. There's 2 T's, BRAULT, treewellnesscenter.com. So thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Thank you, Rosalind, so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see everyone next show. Have a great one.